The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and the Tech Insider, David White.
And welcome. It's a gorgeous day in TFNN land, which is Clearwater, Florida, your headquarters for technical trading and investing, TFNN.com. As always, we have it's a beautiful day down here, October 1st. Still nice and warm. It's just a little buggy. I'm hoping we get these little tiny bugs that bite you called no-see-ums. They're so small you can't really see them almost without a magnifying glass. Well, they bit me again this weekend. I don't know how I can go out for 5 minutes and get all eaten up. Yeah, maybe I'm just very tasty. Maybe I'll give that as my example. Anyway, it is a beautiful day, and we've got two things that happened on this day. First, October 1st, 1908. The production of the first Model T is completed in the company's Paquette Avenue plant in Detroit. Between 1908 and 1927, Ford would build some 15 million Model T cars. And I don't know if I put it on here. No, I didn't. This is actually also the first day that you could buy a CD player and a CD. The first CD, Glass Houses by Billy Joel. I was pretty sure he was on Sony Records also. So it ends up being one of those cool things. Anyway, we've got a lot of news here before the end of the show, so we'll have to kind of fly through it. Intel is pushing a big move in putting navigation and other features in their Ultrabooks, and H Supply, which is iSupply, has done a survey, and they're saying that motion sensor business is going to pick up by a factor of 14 during the next 4 years, according to this company. Mostly all based on being an Ultrabook, which is Intel's spec for being a high-end laptop. But that's actually what it's going to be. The Ultrabook means it's going to have GPS and motion sensing technology built into it in the future. And guess what? That business will get better. LED light bulbs, they finally fallen at the production level to under $10 for the 40 watters. Of course, regular light bulbs are a favorite of mine, which I'm hoarding huge amounts of, so I won't be forced to use these until the price comes down. But at least 40 watters are dropping below $10. At the cheapest level, the price of 60-watt retrofit LED bulbs fell slightly over the last year, with the price averaging around $30. So not very good. IKEA did come out also today and say that they will not be selling anything other than light-emitting diode light bulbs in 2016. I don't know if everybody has an IKEA around them, but it's actually one of the most spectacular stores I think you'll ever go into. It's just so strange. It's a little bit of that the very end of Indiana Jones movie where they put the box way back in the back of the facility. I mean, it's just the scale of it's almost like that for a lot of things they have on the, these 5-story mid-century modern. I don't know what that is, but anyway, it is kind of neat. If you've never gone in one of the stores, they have their own restaurant. I think they have their own zip code. Those stores are awful big. But anyway, IKEA is saying today that they will no longer be selling light bulbs in about the next 3.5 years, only LEDs. I don't know how they can predict the future of that much, but it is interesting. China is closed all week. That will put a little damper on, I think, any up or down movement. A lot of people are coming out with China numbers being a little weak and saying, oh, everything's great. Of course, there's nobody in China to counteract that this week. But we've seen a nice pop in the market this morning. I didn't figure it was going to last. I added additional shorts in the newsletter today. But we were up at 1457 on the S&P, just under 1450 right now. But you could see the volume was very light coming in. I suspect with China being gone, we're going to be probably a little bit lighter in volume. We've got about 2 billion shares as we start the show at 1210, 1211, 1212, something like that. So we'll take a look at that, but it's got to be fairly interesting. Anyway, given half that winnings back, at least in the S&P. They've been juicing the Dow very hard today, and I have a feeling that that's all it is juicing it. I don't think that there's really any real movement in there that wasn't delivered by IBM, and we'll catch IBM in a few minutes. But an upgrade on IBM kind of ran a lot of shorts out of the technology side of the S&P. France's, he said, manufacturing activity reached a 41-month low today. Market deterioration, manufacturing sector, operating conditions recorded new export orders, the fastest fall rate since May of 2009. Employment declines for the 7th consecutive month. Basically, just really bad news. For those watching Tiger TV, that is a little slide or a picture out of one of my favorite movies, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That is, of course, where the French taunt incessantly the English looking for the Holy Grail. I empty my nostrils in your general direction. That was always one of my favorite parts. You English pig dogs. Your mother smells of elderberries. I still love that movie. Anyway, it's a great little thing where the French stand on the top of their castle, really unsure of what they're doing in a castle in England, which I think in the part of that movie they are. But Monty Pythons don't have to make sense. They just have to make fun. But other things going on. Car registrations for new cars dropped 18% year on year, while Spain's plunged 37% year over year. The country's main industry associations said on Monday. So we're continuing to see the rapid and predictable decline of the countries that were on the most socialist side of European socialist democracies. Of course, they all want us to do the same thing, but we're not stupid. Just because they jumped off a cliff, we don't have to. Paperwhite has gone on sale. Paperwhite is the technology from Amazon on their Kindle. I didn't much like the rest of their tablets. This Paperwhite thing, though, is extremely cool. You can read it in the most blinding sunshine. You can also read it at night. Pretty great. Everybody's getting it very high marks, unlike its color tablets. But if you want to read something, ultra great technology. Unfortunately, do you want to have to be holding two of them? When they have this built into a color display, I think it's really going to be cool. I don't know if they'll ever be able to do it, but I'd love to be able to take something like this down to the beach and sit under my nice little umbrella and read this and watch my stock quotes go by. But awful tough to either do it on a phone unless you're almost in a dark room out there on the beach to see all this stuff. Everything just washes it out. It's always so bright. But anyway, getting really, really, really good reviews. And $119 without a LTE modem in it. I think it's LTE. And about $189 with. About $119, not too bad if you wanted to do a lot of reading in bed. I haven't figured out a way to get my PDFs on it without buying them from them, but I think it'll be kind of interesting. What else do we have? Annual Value Investing Congress today. The VIC is in Manhattan today. There's a couple of people that have the ability to really move this market, and especially a few stocks. I haven't seen anything. Maybe they haven't spoken yet. Both Ackman and Einhorn have the ability to do that. Einhorn from Greenlight and Ackman from Pershing Square, two of the biggest funds out there in capital management. But don't be surprised to see Einhorn, last time that he spoke at one of these things, said he was short and was able to actually destroy a stock within, I think, with about 25% within an hour of him coming out and saying he was short the stock. He's been pretty good at finding some stocks that have been short and long both, but he's kind of known as the hammer. If he's short it, company's most likely going out of business. And I can't remember which stock he was short last time. But, it's interesting. Anyway, IPOs this week, we have Berry Plastics Group, BERY. Manufactures plastic goods and containers for consumer applications, plans to raise $500 million by offering 29.4 million shares at a price range of $16 to $18. It kind of reminds me of going back to The Graduate. The guy says, the future, it's plastics. Future is plastic. Anyway, maybe he was right. But he didn't say semiconductors. Of course, that was what? The Graduate, about 1970, 1969, 1970. I would have gone into semiconductors if I would have known. So anyway. Dave & Buster's has filed for their IPO. Symbol is going to be PLAY, appropriately. There used to be another company that had that symbol. And, of course, they went bye-bye, so maybe not too lucky. Dave & Buster's, the entertainment place that sells games and food in one ticket, operates 60 casual dining restaurants with large arcade areas, plans to raise $100 million by offering 7.7 million shares at a price range of $12 to $14. Maybe they can really expand. I haven't looked too far in it. Global Immune, GBIM will be the symbol, is developing therapeutic drugs for pancreatic cancer and hepatitis B and C, trying to raise $60 million. Just so you know, because I haven't brought it up, about half of these that have priced over the last 3 weeks have not gone out. So no guarantee that we're going to find these things out there. So, somebody said in the den that the one he brought up was Green Mountain. I don't remember if it was or not. Other IPOs scheduled for this week is Javelin Mortgage Investment, JMI. It's a REIT with mortgage-related assets. Plans to raise $125 million by offering 6.3 million shares at a price range of $20 to $20. LifeLock, of course, they do a lot of advertising, especially on talk radio during the day. Online provider of identity theft protection services, plans to raise $165 million by offering 15.7 million shares at a price range of $9.50 to $11.50. So, I got no headphones today, so hopefully the engineer will start turning up the volume so I know when we're coming out of here. We are going to break, so we'll be back in just a minute.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
80% of traders fail because they don't know when to get in or out of a market, and all because no one taught them how to read the signs. You see, the stock market has a universal language called Japanese candlesticks, and each day, the buyers and sellers, the bulls and bears, go to work and build signs. This language has been around for thousands of years, and it's easy to learn. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show, and I'm a master sign builder. Download my free report, Candlesticks, The Speed of Trust, on the homepage of TFNN.com for one of the best-kept candlestick secrets. I'll also be conducting an online course Friday, October 19th, to teach you the language of the market's sign builders. You'll learn the best entry and exit techniques and strategies that will create extraordinary rewards. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you like, because trading or investing without learning this language is like running a red light. It's an accident waiting to happen, and there's no airbags or seatbelts. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Come back, market starting to pull back just a little bit. We talked about, got a microphone problem here. We'll go ahead and start back over again. Yes, here we go. Pulled it loose right during the break here, so we should be back up and running now here. Anyway, thank you. You shouldn't. Anyway, we were going to the next IPO. That's Luxfer Holdings, LXFR, global materials firm specializing in aluminum, magnesium, zirconium. Plans to raise $104 million by offering 8 million shares, somewhere between $12 and $14. Workaday. Now, this is the other one that really kind of interests me this week. California-based company has finally set terms, but not pricing. They want to raise $512 million by offering 22.8 million shares at a price range of 21 to 24. This Workaday is the old PeopleSoft CEO and CFO that have left. They started this company in 2005 and 6. They've built it up, done well. This IPO should be well received. These guys aren't a bunch of flakes. Have a real company, and I think we talked about it maybe a couple of weeks ago on TomShare. This is one of the few business plans I actually like. Will it be worth it? It's hard to tell, but Workaday, I think it's Workday or it's Workaday? Workday. it would be worth about $4.2 billion at that price. Looks kind of interesting, so we'll have to check it out. But that's at least one that's a possible. I don't know if I'm going to be investing in it myself, but I'd be very interested in this one because they've got a great product. They're going up against Paychex, and they should be able to cut their price significantly. I think a steal, especially on the low end, a lot of Paychex customers away. Facebook, the mother of all lockups, are coming out. I know that they're pushing it very hard today, having the CFO and some of the other executives basically pimp Facebook and try to get it up. Of course, we've got another billion or $1.25 billion shares coming out in, I think it starts the 15th or the 18th. I'll have to go back and look at it. But they are pushing it fairly hard. I didn't look at it today too much. I know that it was up earlier in the morning. Let me get a quick quote on it. There have been three really big funds that had about $257 million and have actually been pushing this stock and actively marketing it, trying to get out of it. And they, of course, want to get out before the herd of people that are sweeping the floors at Facebook and the janitors and the people that there are people that painted the walls at Facebook that got some shares. So there's a lot of people that would love to cash in on this on any opportunity you have. It's up 1.5%, back up to $22, but it's high at $22.60. Just do not get all wrapped up in this until you know what's going on, which means that the last of those floats have gone through. And it's going to take a while for the rest of this market to actually acclimate to having all those shows readily available. So pretty cool. Just remember that. In-your-face Retina. Apple likes to talk a lot about the Retina displays. Sharp is has started full-scale production of a new 5-inch 1080p display for smartphones that has an incredible pixel density of 443 pixels per inch. Apple is jumping up and down for the Retina displays for 245 pixel per inch. So this is going to be pretty cool. But for the density displays in these super smartphones, the superphones as they're calling them these days, this is just starting to come out and this is, I believe, part of the new Sharp and Samsung displays that will start using graphene and graphene technology in their displays. They haven't said much about it. It will be a new pixel design that has yet to be let out, and it takes a little while to get production up in these facilities. They tend to be very expensive at the first, and then once they figure out how everything works, they can crank it out. But it's going to be 1.3 times denser than its own 4.3-inch 720 display. But a lot of these things, being able to watch HD video in your handset, doesn't sound like it's going to be too far off. Well, there's the music. And again, you can always call me at 877-927-6648. That's 877-927-6648. What's our next story? If you had a baby, and I noticed that there are a bunch of them in the den lately, a baby boom, you'll want to catch on this next thing, which means you need to go out and buy something now. I'm warning you, this will be the next story. It's big.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we come back, I know there's a lot of new babies in the den. I think I saw something about it on Friday, but I didn't get a chance to see who it was. But one of the things that happened yesterday was a plant that built a specific plastic that goes into disposable diapers, a resin burned to the ground. And apparently no one knows of any other place that actually builds this key ingredient used in them. So if you know anybody that has diapers, make sure that they probably go get enough. Apparently the article suggested it was about a 60-day supply normally available on the shelves and in transit. So it'd probably take a couple of weeks or a month for the plants to run out of the resin, and then maybe several months down the line. But if you got a new baby, you probably ought to make sure you've got plenty of diapers now, not when the zombie apocalypse comes in a few months, and we know there'll be no diapers then. But be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, that's news for today. I wanted to get into a couple of stocks if I had time. And the first one is IBM. IBM is being juiced today by, Deutsche? I think it's Deutsche Telekom, Deutsche Bank. And it will be very interesting to see whether or not we get the kind of volume that makes this a breakout. It is challenging the trying to challenge the highs of, what is that, April 3rd, and that was on 4 million shares. As we get up to these highs, not too bad so far, 3.6 million shares. Let's see if I have IBM latest quote here. Let's see whether or not we've got anything. Well, certainly 3.7 million shares. I would say we are at least going to match it, maybe go up 10%. You like to see a sign of strength, so that 4 million shares, you'd like to see go through it with, I don't know, 5-6 million shares over the next few days, or volume come in the next 3 days. But this is based on a lot of new business that they're looking in their cloud computing and some of their new acquisitions. But basically just analysts upping the estimates for IBM in the future. But testing its high so far, not 10 million shares as it breaks through. But you'd certainly like to see 5 or 6 million by the end of the day. I will be waiting for the last few minutes of the day to look at that. But I think that's going to be very, very important as we look at these stocks as we go through them. I wanted to see how some of the other big tech companies are doing, INTC, and see how they're actually going through. Got a little problem here. Seems like I always have this problem on this machine here, but it seems to correct itself after a minute or two. We were looking for $22.51 on Intel to be tested. That was the November 25th low. Came in with 52 million shares. We got to 22.48, so we have tested that. We've bounced off it a little. Volume did come in just slightly lower at 49 million shares, but I suspect that means that you're going to at least get one more test of that 22.51 before this thing starts moving. Microsoft was another one off today. Everybody in the analyst community doing everything they can to get the stock down. I don't know if they truly believe it, or they just think that if they get it down, maybe they can start loading up before the October 26th release of all the Windows 8 products. But we've had Intel diss them last week. We've got a plethora of people coming out and throwing eggs at Microsoft, which is very strange. Normally you don't get that. We had high volume at this last high, and I suspect nothing more than a trading range from about 28.50 back up to that 31.50 level, maybe high 31 or low 31s area. But that this is going to consolidate for a little while. I suspect you'll have the breakout on this somewhere around the October release, maybe a week before it, as this thing moves back up. Everything I see is great. I see a lot of people coming up with things. I've had Windows 8 as a developer for, since last November, something like that. Pre-release copies. As far as I can tell, it's not a lot different. What a lot of these analysts are talking about is the Windows 8 for their tablets, not Windows 8 for their PCs. And one of the things we do know is Microsoft is actively working to make sure that Windows XP machines will no longer be updated after the release of Windows 8. And I think that why they've held on, and Windows 8 came out in 2001, something like that, Windows XP, I mean. They've had 11-year run on it, 3 service packs. I suspect that the pretty much the ability to support that is pretty much over, and Microsoft's actually going to push people to the new machines. Now everybody's saying the PC is dead. I don't know how I'd get by without it. I might as well try to paint the picture on the top of the Sistine Chapel with a bar of soap. If you think I could live without a PC and a keyboard and a mouse. Tablets are great for consuming data. They are not great for creating data. Still need a PC, and if you need to make a spreadsheet, I just can't ever see where a spreadsheet's going to be that wonderful or that effective on a tablet. I like the Microsoft tablet that comes with its own keyboard and mouse surface, but that's really just like a tablet that's kind of a very, very lightweight PC, and that probably would work for me, but it's going to be hard to see how a lot of these things do down. Let's see if we have anything going on here. Just checking news in the RAM. See if there's anything going on. Not much going on there. I wanted to look at the NASDAQ 100 and look at stocks. Micron in the supply chain, especially for smartphones, kind of down. Was looking at demand on some of the Taiwanese websites, and they are really showing that demand is waning on a lot of products that normally Micron would be selling into. The one nice thing is it doesn't have very far to go. Testing in the July 24th low, $5.56 for Micron Technologies. Pretty light volume so far. This thing's probably in a trading range too of that mid $5 level through almost $7, and this thing's just bouncing around on that lighter volume. It does have an end-tested low back to $5.30, and it would be very nice if it came into that with light volume if you were actually thinking about trading it. Other stocks, Baidu. Baidu's trading, of course, with the Singapore market closed. Doesn't have quite the direction that it would have if you had any kind of direction out of a China market. There's like China New Year's, something like that, all this week. So it's going to be tough to see whether or not you actually get any real lasting movement, but it is off 3.5%. Checkpoint Technologies is another one. CHKP. And this one looks like it's getting ready to set up and go back and retest its lows. There's a high volume low back at $53.18, 3.3 million shares. That's the July 12th low. And you had your what Wyckoff called an automatic rally. That's a rally without preparation. You're now getting a little bit of consolidation as we pull back and get into some of these lower stocks, lower lows that haven't been tested yet. That July 12th looks like it's going to get tested here fairly quickly. $43.18, CHKP. Again, not a lot of volume today, and 3.3 million shares. Not that high. So if that came in with light volume, that would also be fairly interesting. We were talking about Workday coming out here soon. Paychex is another one, PAYX. Again, I like to watch this, and a pretty good indication of what's going to happen in the employment because these guys know almost instantly from week to week. They do so many businesses. Who's getting fired? When those checks don't go out, they don't get paid. This thing broke higher on a volume that was about 9 million shares. It broke above that high. It looks very much like a false breakout with confirmation today. It did close below that, but it broke above that $32.73 high, which was the January 27th high. It broke above that on the 6th of September. Kind of bounced around a little bit. It had a big gap down on the 25th, and we're looking at of this pulling back. What's the we're right at that $32 line, but as soon as it closed below that, that's going to be a false breakout. You could consider that the breakout happened on 7/18, where there was 4.4 million shares, but it closed right back below it, kind of negating that as a previous high. So looking at one of these, been talking about looking at some of these stocks like Seagate Technologies and Western Digital, maybe having their heyday. Also Western Digital, where is it at here now? Did I get it right? Yeah. Let me see. Oh, I hit the wrong thing here. Seagate Technology, yeah. It's off about 1.3%. Don't see a lot in that. Let's go and take a look at some winners now on the opposite side scale. In the NASDAQ 100, BMC Software, the biggest gainer, 4.5%, and that is BMC for the symbol. Again, I got a phone call here. I didn't see it. And that is Bob from Louisville. Hello, how you doing today?
I'm fine, David. How are you?
Another day in paradise when the little no-see-ums aren't biting.
Well, stay off the beach.
They weren't in the beach. They were in my backyard when I walked my dog.
Well, maybe you're too close to the beach.
No, not now. I used to be. I used to live down there on the beach. I never could get in and out when all the miserable tourists showed up. So I moved in. I moved in town this time, and now I've got all the little no-see-ums. I kind of miss that offshore breeze blowing all the bugs into Orlando, but
well, I thought the beach was the only place they were.
No, the beach almost has no bugs. It's always 5, 10, 15 mile an hour. It always blows those bugs either offshore or into Orlando to bite those pesky tourists at Disneyland.
Well, I have a friend that lives over by Wesley Chapel, and he said he'd go down to the beach, and that's the only place he'd run into them.
Huh.
So, who knows?
Well, not out here in Clearwater Beach. Always bug-free.
I know.
A lot of rats of the air are flying around, but that's pretty much it. Anyway, what would you like to talk about today?
Hey, listen, there's a pair of stocks that kind of are in the same business, but their approach is a little bit different, and that's 3D.
Yep.
Is one, and the other is SSYS.
Right. And both of them have had a fairly decent pullback here. DDD got to a high of 44.80 on August 3rd, and it's come down to a low of 32.35 so far.
Yeah, but while you're on that, I'm looking at the chart going back to the 9th of January, and it's about as pretty an A to B, and if we've reached the B to C down here at what, 32.50 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Does that look kind of hell that's moving, or what?
No, I suspect we're probably going to get a great deal on both those stocks. Probably going to get a great deal of consolidation for a while. I think that they way got ahead of themselves.
Okay.
Especially when these things, especially these kind of tech stocks, find a lot of press, they tend to overshoot themselves. I got out of it a little early, out of 3D Systems, but I think I was in it like in the upper 16s for my average, and sold it a long time ago, but still, up and around the 30s. This thing went a lot farther than I thought, because a lot of the press articles came out and everybody was jonesing on it. Now there's a lot of people that are in it from that $30 to $40 range, the exact same thing in Stratasys, and you're going to have to move those people out of the way this time, and I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Okay.
So I think it will, and I have no doubt that both these stocks, in the case of Stratasys, probably $125 on it in a few years, and probably $100 on DDD Systems. But it's going to take a lot of patience, maybe 3-6 months down the line before these things consolidate out.
So it could be first part of the year, a little bit after that.
Yeah, you need to watch it, because it'll tell you when the interest is all done. In selling, we need a couple of nice tests of probably around that $30 level with all the volume gone. And I just think that I've had 3 calls on it, which makes me think we're early.
Okay. David, I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Time is the great equalizer of all mankind. Time doesn't care about winners or losers, who succeeds or fails. Time only cares that you played the game. Question: are you playing the money game? Is your money working as hard for you as you are for it? I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter service, and we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. In year 1, we generated a 30% profit. Plus, I provided 26 hours of live coaching to my clients. My daily newsletter service is available by 8 a.m. each day and covers the stock, futures, currency, and commodity markets, along with all the current patterns that you can trade. Each newsletter is packed with education, and it's yours for as little as $3 per day. And for the next 30 days, you can try it risk-free. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage of TFNN.com and begin your journey to great wealth today. If you're waiting for a better tomorrow, remember this: today's tomorrow will soon be yesterday, and your clock is ticking. Mastering Probability. Now is your time.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And as we come back, a beautiful day down here in Florida with no CMs. Be damned. Anyway, wanted to look at one other, and that's Netflix. Got a lot of people pushing this also on infotainment TV or business-tainment TV, however you want to talk about it. Everybody coming out and pushing their stocks. Notice that a bunch of analysts are out pushing Netflix today, kind of trying to get it to move, kind of poo-pooing others to the event of it. Netflix looks most likely like it's in some kind of trading range here, around $53 all the way up to about $66 or so, on a huge gap down. My guess is it's got one more test of the $22.81 lows before it goes back up again. It's having a little movement out here today. Could it start heading up to that previous high of $66.65 on August 21st. Yes, but my guess is this is going to have one more test. You'd like to see a lot of volume just come out of it and see if they've made their transition to online video. But when you look at their biggest competitor now, which is Coinstar, both these stocks do not have CSTR, actually. CSTR. Both these stocks look rather horrible, and I don't know if it's going to be a whole lot of difference in it. The only nice thing you have in Coinstar is a lot of light volume. You've got some super heavy hitters that are short this thing, and my guess is they're short for this thing back into $10. And these guys have found other shorts like Green Mountain and Enron, so be very wary about Coinstar and Netflix. These guys have a lot of patience, and they're short these stocks, and they've tended to be pretty good guys that know forensic accounting. And normally what you find out is that there is some reason to be scared of stocks like Coinstar or Netflix. We have been short Coinstar in the newsletter and had a nice move in it, I don't know, a while back, but last couple of months, but nice little move on it, but keep an eye on that. With the last couple of minutes, somebody called, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. They were asking me what I thought of Google, and I thought, yeah, it's going to $1,000 if there's any stock going to $1,000. But I thought that it pretty much hit its high here for a little while. Although if you wanted to be an Intel, Microsoft, Apple, I thought Google had its best opportunity to actually turn a lot of what they're doing into volume. I mean, into money. But I said, you probably want to be, to me, I'd much rather want to be looking at stocks that had a much bigger return possibility. If you've gone from $100 to $750 like Google, a lot of it, you're looking at the money in the rearview mirror. I like stocks that have come down, based a while, and decided to move back up. One of those I said I'd rather be in at that time than Google was in UNG. It's had a nice move today, but if this volume is right, it is in trouble. Let me go ahead and check on that just to make sure. Volume 13, well, no, I guess it's not. I just, the volume's wrong here in my program. So let me check it here. Maybe I just need to refresh the chart. You still haven't quite made it to that high, I guess. 2241. It's a penny shy. But looks like it's going to exceed on volume from this last high, and that is the July 31st high, $22.42, 10 million shares. We've got 13 million shares, but that's right, we're two pennies shy, is that right? 2 pennies shy, 1 penny shy. Be very interesting to see how this trades over the next couple of days, but still needs to break that high to let us know, at least on the ETF for natural gas. But this would be one that I'd be watching all the way through next fall. Anyway, you all have a great, safe, and wonderful day. See you all tomorrow.